Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is Pastor David coming to you from the Community Church in Mount Pleasant. And a little bit rainy for a couple days, but that's okay. God's good. You know we need the rain. If it didn't rain, we'd fuss about it. When it rains, we'd fuss about it. So God, thank you for the rain. Just God's good. He gives us what we need. Boy, I'm reflecting back on this past weekend. It was a full, amazing, wonderful, exciting. A lot of things happened this past weekend. Place was Friday night and Saturday. We had probably the largest group we've had since we've been here at the mill. And that's always a game changer for those who come to Place. It was awesome. And then our tribe had an event Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning, part 2 of The Fugitive King, and we're learning lots about that. And we're going down through there, and then we got into David having multiple wives, so we talked a little bit about polygamy and what God thinks about that and how it came about and where we stand today. Just so we always, when you study God's Word, you attack scenarios and things that happen in the Bible, and you don't go around them, you just go through them, you attack it, and we're hungry. And we have another 2 more parts coming up to this series we're on, and some neat things coming up, and I'm excited about it. And then also I had a young man saved Sunday morning, and he came forward and told me, and Sunday night he got baptized. Sunday night all of our baptisms are amazing. They're incredible. And I think we had 11 baptized. So in the last 2 months, June, July, 3 months this summer, we've had 35 people baptized. A lot of people come to Christ, and we're growing. And please understand when I say growing, I'm not talking about numbers. We are growing in numbers, but we're growing in every way. We're growing deeper in our walk, in discipleship, in the ways of the Lord, in learning and giving and caring and loving our community. And our life groups are growing, and we have 3 discipleship groups that meet on Wednesday nights, and our ministry teams are growing, and God is just doing some. Sunday morning, probably the most cars we've had in first service. We had 130 cars here. Wait a minute, we had more than that. We had more cars than we could handle, and a large attendance. Our attendance is growing every week, and it's going to continue to grow this fall. So a lot of growth is happening, and reaching lots of new people, and we're excited. I have here all our visitor cards from each week, and just a lot of good things. So a couple things coming up for our men. This Saturday is our men's prayer breakfast. If you've never been, I'd like for you to come. If you've been, come, bring somebody with you. Bring your daddy, bring your son, bring your friend, bring your neighbor. I don't care, bring your enemy. But the men's breakfast is this Saturday, and it'll be a great time. And then, of course, Sunday will be part 3. Next Monday night, I want to encourage you to come to Ignite. This is our leadership training. You'll learn a lot about our church. Monday night, 6 o'clock, we have supper. We have about an hour and a half of training and fun and awards, and it's just a good time. And men's retreat is next weekend at the beach. Can't wait. Love being with our men, getting away for a couple days. It's going to be awesome. Fall Festival's coming up in October. A lot of good stuff. But I want to read you one verse today. And this goes along with our Sunday morning series. And I hope you're studying, hope you're reading, hope you're watching, hope you're following us. We'll be cover this week from 1 Samuel chapter 30. And I want to ask you, what do you do when you're at the end of your rope? Have you ever been at the end of your rope? You know, and you get to a place and you think, I can't go any further. And a lot of people say, well, just tie a knot and hang on. What do you do when you're at the end of your rope? And it could be that you're there right now. If you're not there, you're probably heading in that direction. Well, David got in a place, in a jam in chapter 30 of 1 Samuel, and he got in a mess. And so he made a decision earlier in chapter 27, 28. He made a decision to go away and flee from Saul and go into the enemy territory with the Philistines. That's the bad guys. And he kind of crossed over onto the bad guys' side. It's a neat story. You wouldn't think that would happen from David, but he did. And it got him in trouble. And he went back to his place where his people were staying. It was called Ziklag. and they were invaded and marauded, and they burned his town, and they kidnapped his family and took all his goods. Well, he's lost that. So he's got his men with him, and his men are starting to get restless, and they're like, David, dude, you have messed up. You should have never come here. In fact, we're done with you. So David he's lost his family, he's lost his friends. They turned their back on him. Saul's about to kill him. I don't know how he could get any lower. He's in a mess. And here's what happened. Chapter 30, verse 6 of 1 Samuel. David was greatly distressed. And that's some nice King James words. Have you ever been greatly distressed? Discouraged, frustrated, lonely, depressed. David was greatly distressed. He lost everything. He lost his family. He lost his friends. Everybody's turning against him. There's mutiny. And his own people were talking about stoning him. Now that's a tough spot to be in, because the soul of all the people was grieved. Every man for his sons and his daughters. They lost their family. They were kidnapped, and they burned his city, and they lost everything. And so there's the guys we're going to stone David. This is your fault. You're our leader. And then the last part of this verse is what I want to leave with you today. But David encouraged himself in the Lord. That is monumental. And here's why. There's going to be isn't it nice that you can have somebody, your husband, your wife, your kids, church, friends, somebody come put their arm around you. It's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Let me pray with you. David didn't have anybody. He didn't have anybody. He lost everybody. He was in a mess at the end of his rope. You know what he did? David encouraged himself in the Lord. Now, I don't have a big tolerance for whiners. Sorry to put it that way. Because we're all going to get at the end of our rope. We're all going to get there. And there's going to be a time when you don't have somebody to come along and pick you up. You feel alone. Well, I'm going to tell you something. You don't have any excuses, because you have God. And you can encourage yourself when there's nobody around. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't feel like I've lost everything. There's no hope. And you're at the end of your rope. David was in a bigger mess than you'll ever be. And he encouraged himself in the Lord. He cried out to the Lord. So if you're alone and you're afraid and you're depressed and you're worried, and maybe there's not somebody to come and run around you and help you and lift you up, and to be honest with you, that's great. But you need to find a way to encourage yourself in the Lord, because you've got God. When you lose everything else, you've got the Lord. Maybe today you need to say, I need to encourage myself. Quit waiting on somebody else. Quit waiting on somebody else to come and fix your mess. You need to encourage yourself in the Lord. Cry out to God. And you see these following verses, David snapped out of it. And he cried out to God. And he sought God and humbled himself and said, God, you're my hope. I have you. I mean, we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. And God worked in fact, at the end, God gave him all his things back with more. That's how God does. So, if you got nobody else, you encourage yourself in the Lord. Quit depending on somebody else. It's you and God. And that's all you need. We love, come Sunday, you need to hear the rest of this. I need to tell you all this story. If you can't come, watch us online. And I will be praying for you. We love you. God bless you. I hope to see you soon.